Before the world demands your energy, before the noise invades your mind, before chaos has a chance to shape your day, you must rise and shape yourself. This is not just a morning. This is your battlefield, and how you step into it will decide who you become. The Stoics believed, win the first hour, and you win the day. Win the day, and you begin to conquer your life. So don't wake up like the world owes you something. Wake up like a warrior preparing for war, with stillness in your breath, with strength in your choices, with fire in your soul. Here are 7 Stoic rituals, not for the weak, but for those who want an unbreakable mind, unshakable peace, and a life written in discipline, not distractions. This is how legends begin their morning. Number 1. Start with a wake-up thought. I am already dying. When you first open your eyes, before the noise of the world floods in, before the thoughts start racing, whisper this to yourself: I am already dying. Not someday, not in the distant future, but now, with every heartbeat, with every breath you are fading. You don't get to know when your name will be called, but it will be called. And when it is, there will be no warning, no pause, no second chance. Let that reality hit you not to scare you, but to free you. The modern world has sedated your soul. It has you living like you'll live forever. It numbs you with comfort, with notifications, with noise. But the Stoic wakes up like a soldier, not a slave. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." He ruled an empire, and still, he reminded himself daily, death is near. Why? Because death is the only honest mirror. Everything else lies. Money lies, people lie, your mind lies. But death tells the truth. It strips your priorities down to what matters. It exposes what's real and what's ego. It burns away your excuses like fire through paper. You don't waste time gossiping when you know you're dying. You don't scroll for hours when you know each hour is a gift. You don't chase empty validation when you know it won't matter in the dirt. So when you wake up, ask yourself, if I had only 24 hours left, would I still live like this? Would I still complain? Would I still wait for permission to chase what burns in me? Would I still hold grudges that are rotting my soul? Your phone won't answer. Your friends won't answer. Your calendar won't answer. Only your conscience will. And if you're brave enough to listen, you'll hear it whisper, you're not here to be liked. You're here to become eternal. Because that's what death can do for you. It can make you timeless. Not by how long you live, but by how deeply you live. Live like your name is already etched into stone. Speak like each word could be your last. Create like your work is the only trace of your soul this world will ever see. Love like you'll never get another chance. Don't wake up to your alarm. Wake up to your mission. You've been given one more sunrise. Not to waste, not to drift, not to distract, but to rise like it's your last war. Because one day, and it could be any day, you will wake up for the final time. Make today so real, so intentional, so fearless, that when that final day comes, you'll meet it with no regrets. You won't beg for one more minute. You'll nod in peace, because you used every breath like it was your last. Number 2, delay the noise. No phone, no screens, no distractions. Begin the day like a warrior, not a slave. The way you start your day isn't a small decision. It is a declaration, a battle cry, a message to the universe. I am in command of my mind, my time, my soul. But most people, they don't wake up, they plug in. First act, the screen. First thought, a notification. First emotion, anxiety. This isn't living, it's surrender. Every morning, you stand at the gate of your mind, and you must decide, will I guard it with discipline or open it to chaos? A Stoic begins his day with sovereignty, not scrolling, not consuming, not reacting, just being. No phone, no screens, no noise. Because if you don't claim the first hour of your day, the world will. This sacred window, the first 30 to 60 minutes, is the soil in which your whole day will grow. Plant distraction, and you'll reap confusion. Plant stillness, and you'll harvest clarity. Why silence? Because your deepest thoughts don't scream, they whisper, and you can't hear them with the volume of the world turned up. Sit in the stillness. Feel the pull to check your phone. Let it pass. Feel the craving for stimulation. Let it die. That's your lower self panicking, because it knows you're stepping into power. Breathe. Stretch. Pray. Write. Walk in nature with no destination. These aren't luxuries. They're weapons. Weapons that armor they're weapons. Mind before the world attacks. Because the world will attack with distraction, with drama, with noise. But if you've already faced yourself in the morning, you see clearer. You think sharper. You walk into battle calm, clean, and unshaken. You don't follow. Do this every morning, and your life will change in ways you can't predict. You'll stop chasing cheap highs. You'll stop fearing other people's opinions. You'll start making moves with intention. You'll become dangerous in the best way. Disciplined, present, and free. So delay the noise. Don't check the world, check yourself. Before the world tells you who to be, remind yourself who you already are. Start your day like a warrior, and you won't need motivation. You'll become it. Number 3. Cold water, warm breath. Where discomfort ends, power begins. The moment the water turns cold, so does the world. And now, it's just you and your reaction. Most people run. Their minds scream, "This is too much. It's not worth it. Skip it today." But a Stoic stands still. He breathes. He feels the sharp bite of cold against his skin and chooses not to flinch. Because this isn't about hygiene. This is about training your soul. Cold water is truth. It doesn't lie. It doesn't flatter. It doesn't care about your comfort. It reveals your discipline. It exposes your resistance. It tests what kind of person you really are when no one is watching. Your nervous system goes into panic. Your muscles tighten. Your breath shortens. And then you breathe. Deep, slow, purposeful. You whisper, "This is just a feeling. I control how I respond." And just like that, you win a silent war. Every day you face this test, you get a little more bulletproof. You teach your mind, pain is not the enemy. Discomfort is not death. It's just sensation. And I am not ruled by it. When you learn to breathe in the cold, you learn to breathe through rejection, uncertainty, heartbreak, fear. You stop running. You face it all. You realize the world can be cold, but I don't have to shiver. This is how warriors are made. Not in gyms, not in battles, but in the quiet moments where they choose to do what most won't. Every cold shower is a contract. I do not serve comfort, I serve growth. It rewires your reflexes. It redefines your limits. It builds a voice inside you that says, "We've felt worse and we endured. The water is still cold, but now, so are you." Cold like clarity. Cold like precision. Cold like focus. You don't panic. You penetrate. Through chaos, through weakness, through illusion. This is your daily ritual of rebirth. And each time, you emerge stronger, more centered, more dangerous. Because once you master yourself in discomfort, nothing outside you can master you again. And that's where true power begins. Number 4. Journal like a warrior preparing for battle. Because you are at war every day, even if the battlefield is your own mind, Marcus Aurelius didn't write to be remembered. He wrote to remember himself. To return, every morning, to what mattered. To silence the noise, the ego, the fear. He was an emperor, yet he knew the hardest kingdom to rule is the one inside. Your journal is not a diary. It's a training ground, a forge, a map out of the storm inside your head. Every morning before the world touches you, touch the truth. Pick up your pen like a sword. Write like a warrior preparing for battle. Because life will test you today, and untrained minds will fall. Write these 3 things. What I am afraid of today, not to indulge fear, but to disarm it. Fear unspoken becomes a god. Fear written becomes a plan. Expose it. Not with shame, with strategy. Fear doesn't mean stop. It means train harder. The Stoics didn't avoid fear. They used it. They let it show them where the work begins. I fear being alone. Train to find peace within. I fear failure. Good. Now you know where your ego hides. I fear being misunderstood. Then speak truth, not for praise, but for purity. What I must do despite it. Every day, there is a mission. It might be small. It might be brutal. But if you run from it, your soul starts to decay. This is your discipline in motion. Your duty. Your resistance against laziness, fear, distraction. Even if you fail, you face it. That alone makes you stronger than 99% of the world. How I will keep my soul clean. Because strength without integrity is violence. Victory without virtue is corruption. And no external win can save a man who has lost himself inside. How will you speak today? How will you walk past temptation? How will you carry yourself in the dark when no one is watching? You don't journal to feel good. You journal to see clearly. You journal to become dangerous but principled. Sharp but clean. Powerful but rooted. This is not therapy. This is your daily war counsel. You don't just write, you fortify. Because if you don't train your mind, the world will twist it. And if you don't guard your soul, the noise will steal it. Journaling is resistance. It is rebellion against unconscious living. It is the sacred practice of a person who refuses to live on autopilot. Write every morning, even if it's just a sentence, even if it hurts, especially when it hurts. Write with the courage to confront what most people bury. Write until your mind is clear and your spine is straight. And then, walk into the world like a man who's already seen the battlefield and has chosen peace anyway. Because when you journal like a warrior, you don't just survive the day, you master it. Number 5. Read a line of fire, 1 page of Stoic wisdom. Because true wisdom doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be clear. In a world drowning in distractions, in a life constantly bombarded by noise, wisdom is the antidote. But it doesn't have to come in grand speeches or lengthy dissertations. The greatest truths can often be contained in a single, piercing line. One sentence, memorized, repeated, and truly understood, can be the foundation of your mental strength. Epictetus, in his simple yet profound manner, tells us, it's not things that disturb us, but our view of them. Imagine how different your life would be if you lived by this. When your day goes wrong, when things fall apart, when your plans crumble, remember, it's not the event, it's your view of the event. You can choose how to respond. You can decide whether you will give away your peace to the outside world or whether you will keep it grounded within you. When your world feels chaotic, this simple line becomes your anchor. You control your reactions. You control the way you see the world. And once you master your perception, you will start to master your life. Now, Seneca brings another weapon. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Gratitude is the most underused superpower in the world. How often do you spend your time chasing something that doesn't matter or grieving over what you don't have? The Stoic approach isn't about blind contentment, but rather an intentional shift of focus. Instead of lamenting the absence of things, focus on what is already yours. The life you've been given, the breath in your lungs, the opportunities you've been blessed with. Every time you think of something you lack, remind yourself, what do I have right now that I'm taking for granted? Find joy in the simple things. A friend's smile, a warm meal, a peaceful moment. Gratitude is the antidote to dissatisfaction, and this simple line from Seneca reminds you that contentment is a choice, not a circumstance. But these lines are not just for reading, they are for living. You must absorb them, feel them deep in your core, let them infuse your thoughts, shape your reactions, and shift your mindset. A line of Stoic wisdom should be treated like a tool, not something you observe from afar, but something you wield in the heat of life's battle. When the chaos of the world crashes into you, don't turn to anger. Remember, it's not things that disturb us, but our view of them. When you feel jealousy, frustration, or longing, stop and remind yourself, he is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. What if every time you faced adversity, you had a line of wisdom ready to cut through the noise? What if you stopped reacting, and instead, you responded with intention, with clarity, with purpose? What if you could take every setback and turn it into a stepping stone, just by changing your view? This is the power of Stoic wisdom. These lines aren't just words on a page. They are instructions for life. They are the mental armor that shields you from the storm. They are your map, guiding you through the darkness. And just like the Stoics, you must read, memorize, and live these teachings. Make them part of who you are, not just something you know. It's not about collecting wisdom, it's about embodying it. So take a moment today and commit. One line, one lesson, one shift in perspective. Carry that line with you throughout your day and let it guide every decision. And when you do, you'll notice something. The distractions of the world won't shake you. The drama of life won't rattle you. You will walk with purpose. You will walk with the calm certainty of a warrior, knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you've already prepared. You've already been equipped. You are unstoppable. You are a Stoic, and the wisdom of the ancients is within you. Now go, live that wisdom. Let it be your weapon. Let it be your shield. Let it be your compass. Number 6. Prepare for attacks. Negative visualization. The world is unpredictable. At any given moment, life has the power to send us into a storm. Rejection, failure, betrayal, these are the shadows that lurk, ready to disrupt the calm waters of our lives. But the Stoic way is not to shrink away from the inevitable challenges that life brings. Instead, we embrace them, we prepare for them. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, not to invite misfortune, but to prepare the mind for what lies ahead. This is the art of visualizing hardship and adversity, not to worry or to fear it, but to fortify ourselves against it. By imagining the worst, we make it powerless. By anticipating the struggle, we turn it into our ally, transforming potential pain into strength. Imagine yourself standing on a battlefield of life. The day is unfolding, and you're fully aware that nothing is certain. In an instant, your plans can fall apart. The people you trust may betray you. The path you've worked so hard to walk can suddenly be obscured by obstacles you didn't expect. But you know what? That's not failure. That's just life. Take a moment now, close your eyes, and visualize the worst-case scenarios that could disrupt your day. What if someone insults you today? What if your efforts fail, and you find yourself starting from scratch? What if someone you trust betrays your confidence? Let these possibilities come to you. Feel the sting of the words, the weight of the failure, the hurt of the betrayal. Don't shy away from these thoughts. They are not your enemy, they are simply life unfolding as it does, unpredictable and beyond your control. But now, ask yourself a more important question. How will you respond? Will you collapse into despair? Will you lose your composure and let anger control your actions? Or will you stand tall, unwavering, even as the storm rages? Imagine yourself in these difficult moments, not as a victim, but as a warrior. Visualize calmness in the face of chaos. You won't be shaken by insults or by failure. You won't be broken by betrayal or rejection. Instead, you will meet each challenge with grace, with clarity, and with a resolve that comes from knowing that you are not defined by external circumstances. This is the true power of negative visualization. It is not about attracting misfortune or dwelling on negativity. It is about preparing yourself to remain undisturbed when misfortune inevitably arrives. You're not caught off guard. You've already seen it, already processed it, and already decided how you will react. The practice of premeditating evils is a way of strengthening your mind. It is a form of mental training, just as a soldier trains for battle before the first enemy appears. You are not waiting for the attack to come to you, you are already in the fight, already fortified, already ready. This preparation gives you a sense of control over your reactions, a calm certainty that no matter what life throws at you, you will remain unwavering. The world may throw pain, failure, betrayal, or loss your way, but in that moment, you will not be a victim of it. Instead, you will be the master of your response. In the face of failure, you will rise. In the face of betrayal, you will remain steady. In the face of insult, you will not flinch. This practice makes you fearless. Fearless of rejection, fearless of failure, fearless of discomfort. You have already accepted that these things will come, but because you have visualized them, you have seen them through the eyes of your higher self, not as threats, but as opportunities to show your strength. By visualizing adversity, you remove its power over you. You turn it into something that builds you, something that strengthens your resolve. Every rejection becomes a lesson in resilience. Every failure becomes a stepping stone to mastery. Every insult becomes a test of your character. And in this preparation, you unlock something profound: freedom. Freedom from the fear of what might come, freedom from the anxiety of the unknown, freedom from the need for everything to go your way. The Stoics' strength lies not in their ability to control the world, but in their ability to control how they respond to it. And when you've mastered your response, no external event can disturb your peace. So tomorrow, when the storm of life hits, when someone insults you, when your plans fall apart, or when the world seems to turn against you, remember that you have already prepared for this moment. You've already seen it, already accepted it, and already chosen your response. In that moment, you will be calm, you will be unshaken, and through that calm, you will be powerful. This is your armor built, not when the battle arrives, but long before the first arrow is even fired, and it will make you unbreakable. Number 7. Choose who you will be, not what you will do. The world around us bombards us with messages of achievement. Everywhere we look, there's an emphasis on accomplishing more, checking off to-do lists, hustling, achieving. We are constantly told to do more in order to feel worthy, in order to measure success. But the Stoics, with their timeless wisdom, understood something profound. It's not what you do that defines you, it's who you choose to be. Most people start their day with a checklist, focused on completing tasks, filling their schedule with productive work. But the Stoic, knowing that life is fleeting, asks a deeper question: who will I be today? This isn't just about the outward actions you take, but the inward transformation you allow to unfold. The Stoics weren't concerned with how much they could do, they were concerned with how they did things, and who they were as they did them. Ask yourself, will I be disciplined or emotional? Will I seek truth or popularity? Will I lead or follow? This is the essence of Stoic living. These are not just rhetorical questions, they are the cornerstone of inner power. The Stoic mindset doesn't focus on external goals, but internal growth. Being disciplined over emotional impulses isn't about denying your feeling, it's about mastering them. Seeking truth instead of popularity is about standing firm in your beliefs, no matter the outside noise. Choosing to lead instead of follow is about assuming responsibility, guiding others with integrity, and not following the masses blindly. Why is this focus on being so important? Because who you choose to be shapes everything. It shapes how you respond to challenges, how you navigate the storms of life, and how you find peace amidst the chaos. You may not have control over the circumstances you face, but you always have control over the person you choose to be in the face of those circumstances. When you focus on becoming the person you aspire to be, the doing naturally follows. Every task you accomplish becomes a reflection of your character. Every decision, no matter how small, is guided by your higher principles, your values, and your vision. When you focus on who you are becoming, the actions you take will have purpose. You will no longer be working on autopilot, reacting to life's challenges. You will be leading yourself with intention every single day. The reality is, most people spend their lives doing in order to feel validated. They think that by achieving more, they'll finally feel enough. But the Stoic knows that the secret to fulfillment isn't in doing more, it's in becoming more. In becoming someone who is capable of responding to challenges with calm, who finds peace in simplicity, who chooses integrity even when it's difficult, and who finds joy in the present moment. When you focus on becoming more powerful, not just through actions, but through the development of your inner character, you begin to see the world differently. You no longer measure yourself by what you accomplish. You measure yourself by how you show up in each moment, how you respond to life's challenges, how you honor your values. And through that, you discover an unshakable inner strength that allows you to face any difficulty with resilience. It's not about striving to do more. It's about becoming someone who operates from a place of deep strength, clarity, and purpose. To do great things, you must first become a great person. The things you do, The goals you pursue will not be empty or meaningless, they will be expressions of who you are at your core. When you focus on building the right inner qualities, discipline, courage, integrity, mindfulness, the actions you take will not only be meaningful, but will also propel you toward the life you desire. The power of choosing who you will be cannot be overstated. Most people drift through life, letting the world decide for them. But the Stoic knows that the greatest power lies in choosing. Choosing to be disciplined, choosing to be brave, choosing to be calm in the face of adversity, choosing to be someone who stands for truth, who leads with wisdom, and who faces every moment with courage. So, today, as you wake up, ask yourself, who will I be? Will you be the person who is constantly distracted by the noise of the world, or the one who centers themselves in purpose? Will you be the one who seeks approval from others, or the one who is confident in their own path? Will you be the person who succumbs to fear, or the one who rises above it? Because it is not your to-do list that defines your life. It is the character you build, the person you become in the process, that creates lasting fulfillment and success. The question isn't what you will do today, it's who you will be. Choose wisely, choose with intention, and remember, what you do is simply the outward expression of who you've decided to become. Focus on being a person of strength, clarity, and purpose, and everything you do will naturally align with that vision. You have the power to shape your destiny not through more action, but through more being. So today, take a step toward becoming who you are always meant to be, because the right who will always lead you to the right do. Your morning isn't just a routine, it's a ritual, a preparation for war not with the world, but with your own weakness. If you can win the first hour, you can win the day. And if you win enough days, you become untouchable.